Hey guys, it's Stars and Moon Tarot, and I am here again for another daily reading. This is going to be for February 12th, and without much more to say, I'm just going to get right into it. Actually, this is probably my third time, trying to record this, so I take about 2 times to just kind of read through this, and then usually on the third time I record it. But, as life would have it today, I recorded it the third time, and my video didn't, tilt. So, oh, whoops, there we go. Actually move that right there. Yeah. So I guess 4th or 5th time's a charm, and that just means this is gonna be an awesome video. So, yeah, these are the cards, and the thing that I was drawn to the most was there are 4 major arcana cards. And there's only 8 cards. Normally I like doing 7 cards, but literally when I drew the cards, those 4 came out and then those 4 came out, so I went with it. And alone, there are 4 major arcana cards that makes up this, and the major arcana cards, those are considered a big deal, so this could be a big day for you, take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. I know in the past couple of days I've been talking about transformations, that sort of stuff. I definitely feel like today, you're still going to be going through those changes. And, it could be a big day for you. It could just be you're continuing those energies. Definitely, take whatever resonates or what doesn't. But that was kind of the first thing that I noticed. And then the second thing that I noticed is the 8 of Swords. And whenever I get the 8 of Swords, this just seems like an enigma to me, because I'm not sure whether to read this as good or bad. It seems it's a bad card, because she has her eyes, she's blindfolded, and then she's surrounded by these swords, and it kind of represents, fearful, anxious thoughts, being overwhelmed. But it's honestly, she could take off that blindfold, and she could just see, everything, but she's just kind of, stuck in that position. And then from there, I was oh, okay, well, that makes a little bit of sense. There's 8 of Swords, and then there's a shadow side, which is Capricorn or the devil. The shadow side is all about owning up to who you are, standing in that power, not letting anything get in your way, which is very much like Capricorn's, but, taking things for all that they are, the good and the bad, not falling a victim to things. If there's a coworker, that just kind of their words, they just kind of eat away at you. You're not going to let their words eat away at you anymore. You're going to own up to yourself. And then you have the Knight of Cups, which is represented by Pisces. Pisces are very loving, caring, nurturing. They also are psychic, compassion. What else is it? Imaginative, but on the downside, they might not have their feet on the ground. They can have a hard time not distancing, but they can have a hard time realizing reality from fantasy, and self-sacrificial. What else? There was something else. And also the Pisces, officially, the major arcana card that they're associated with is the Moon, and the Moon is all about emotions, what is it? There could be some fogginess around emotions, and also things that are hidden. So with that, I was okay, maybe the things from yesterday, you're having a hard time, deciphering that. I feel the triggers, if this did happen to you, if you faced, triggers yesterday, today, you're still kind of, recovering from that. To give, a situation, oh, and I'm not saying, this happened to everybody, but let's say, maybe in school, you got picked on, you were bullied, people called you names that were just not awesome nicknames, and you thought you worked through that. You thought you got over that, maybe you had to go to a counselor, or just, years of whatever it was, you thought you got over it. So then yesterday, maybe you went to the grocery store, you had a conversation with a complete stranger, or maybe you had a conversation with a coworker, and the conversation wasn't like malicious or anything like that. It didn't have a bad vibe to it, but then all of a sudden like they say something and it brings you back to those awful memories, you know, and like you felt like you were reliving that like being bullied situation. So you know, like that could have also been like making you question if you were going down like the right path or not, because all those feelings were being brought up to the surface, you know, and making you question like whether you're on the right path or not. And I feel like today you could be, you know, like thinking about that, you know, like, am I on the right path? But I see like the Ace of Wands here, that like this is a new beginning. Like this is not that past situation. Like what happened in the past is in the past and it's done and over with. And also this was meant to like purge those feelings, because maybe before then you weren't able to like actually heal from that situation. So like for those emotions to come up, you finally had the chance to like cleanse them, purify them, and heal them. So I feel like today is definitely a new day, like that new energy. And you're not going to be living in that past. Like you're trying to move forward with your life and not look back. And maybe that's like where you're having the hard time discerning. You're just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to like repeat the same patterns. I'm going to make the same mistakes. But with the Eight of Swords, and like I said, the Knight of Cups, you know, like take away the emotional involvement from it. And, you know, like you'll see that reality isn't as bad as it was. Like back then, yes, that was painful. And like yesterday, yes, it was painful. But today is a new day. And like you grew from that situation yesterday, you know, and that is awesome. I'm glad for you guys, because I don't know exactly like what the situation was, but it was obviously like painful, whatever you had to go through. And I'm just proud that you guys like worked it out and you're like continuing to work on it. And what else was it? So that was one thing that I saw. And, oh, and you could be like a little bit resistant, like about the change that you have to make, because, you know, like I said, like the thing that triggered you yesterday, you could just feel like a little bit resistant to it. Like, am I actually doing the right thing or not? Because High Priest is like the Hierophant. Hierophant is associated with Taurus. Taurus can be stubborn and a little bit resistant to change. So you might, you know, feel a little bit hesitant if you're doing the right thing. But like with the Ace of Wands here, I am just like, yeah, you're on to like a new beginning, like a fresh journey, like a different start. And there was something else that I saw here too. Oh yeah, the other part of it could be that if you aren't like going through a transformation of some sort, you know, like if these past couple of days, or no, if you've had, yeah, another road that you could be going down is like someone is trying to pull a fast one on you. Like you've been doing the work, you can spot, you know, like who's lying to you, who's telling you the truth, and someone could be trying to pull a fast one on you. Because the downside of the Seven of Swords is like trickery and deceit, but on the plus side, it can be like going around difficult conflicts, like situations, like using your wit and your cunning abilities to get you in and out of situations. But, you know, maybe it's somebody at work, they're not picking up their full load, or they're not taking like the burden like you are. Maybe you're in a toxic relationship and the person is just like, oh, I changed, you know, and I'm just doing so much better now. Maybe it's at school. I'm not sure what it would exactly be though. Maybe you're dealing with like teachers or classmates, whatever the case is. Someone could be trying to pull a fast one on you, and they, you know, like put on this facade like something's different, but it's just like underneath it all, it's still the same situation. So I would say, you know, like be on the whereabouts about that and be kind of iffy about it. Like if an ex wants to come back into your life, or if somebody says like, oh no, the situation has changed, like it's all good, I'd be a little bit weary about it. Like, fact check. You know, make sure that like what they're saying is like grounded in reality, like there's some actual like results that are going on and not just somebody trying to take advantage of your kindness. Alrighty, so that is that, and let's see what the Wild Offering Oracle has to say about this. Wait, nope. Top one. Okay. Patience. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often, change soon follows. So yeah, with like patience, you might have to wait a little bit for your like dreams or your goals to come to fruition. But let me tell you about these signs, because like the Death card is represented by Scorpio, this one is represented by Capricorn, this one is Taurus. All three of these signs are known for having like a lot of patience. And Scorpios, if they sense something is wrong, they will wait until they get what they want, or they'll wait until a situation blows over, and then they'll take the moment and like strike on it. Capricorns, like I said, they accept everything, like all that it is, all that it isn't, and they work within those boundaries, and they just have a lot of determination to like reach out on top. And then Taurus is similar to this too, like they'll just keep on working at it. Like they have a lot of like patience, because some of the times like these plans take a lot longer than you thought they would, and maybe it's like from other people's like mess ups, like you trying to figure out like somebody's hidden clues or whatever, you know, like somebody could be trying to lead you around in circles. You could be running out of patience also, because like the Ace of Wands, that's just like pure energy, you're just like doing things. So I see this as like very red hot stuff. You know, like you could get short-tempered with people easily too, but again, you know, like take what resonates for your situation. But yeah, your plans might take a little bit longer. And that just means that you have to work at it. Like, it's not saying that, you know, like you're going down on the wrong path because it's taking a little bit longer. You just gotta continue, like, working at it. Alrighty, contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly, you remember, I'm right here resting in God. So with contentment, I think I saw a couple of different situations for this. And one of them being is you are, again, like with the shadow side, Capricorns, you know, they take the situation for all that it is and all that it isn't, but they own up to their power. Like that coworker that I was telling you that is just kind of like draining your energy, like they're letting it fly over them. And I feel like with this, you are owning your power. And when you own your power, like you realize happiness is in you. You're not going to let somebody else like tell you what makes you happy. You're not going to let somebody else like fill your cup or whatever. You're going to go out there and like just be happy now and like do the things that make you happy and make you feel fulfilled. And yeah, that's what I feel like this is. And also, I didn't see this before, but it says, suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. So Scorpios are also known for like regenerating, you know, like restoring energy. And when it says resting, it made me think of that, like you're restoring, or like when you rest, you know, you restore your energy. So I feel like this is, you know, getting rid of everything that doesn't make you feel happy and just, you know, focusing on what does make you happy, because then you'll bring more opportunities to be happy as well. Like you're being happy now, which is good, and then that's going to bring you more opportunities to be happy in the future as well. And then the last one, body. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. Whew. So with this one, I saw two different things. One, again, like you're accepting everything for as it, or no, I saw this as three different things. My bad. You're accepting my body as it is. And when I saw accepting, again, like Capricorns, they accept everything, like the good, the bad, the ugly, and then they just work on their goals. You know, so like whatever you are working towards, you just have to accept it as it is. So whether it's like you want to work on a relationship, whether you want to like work on yourself, you know, maybe you want to like work on a diet, you know, like maybe you're trying to lose weight, like literally, or you're trying to get in shape, like you realize that you have to have like a consistent like workout schedule to see results. You have to have like a consistent eating diet to see those results too. Like you can't really have a lot of slip ups, because then when you start like slipping up, then you're just gonna start like making excuses for like everything else, you know, and like it's gonna fall through the cracks, and you might have to like implement a more like disciplinary action towards that, you know. And then the other part that I saw is because maybe you're not going to like the root of the problems, like whether it's at work, whether it's the relationships, whatever it is, you're not going to like the root of the problem, and that's why these problems keep on coming up, and then it's like affecting other parts, you know. So like maybe you're in a bad relationship, and no, I'm gonna say work, because I've definitely had like a lot of work experience with this stuff. But you know, like maybe there's a work situation and you're trying to like implement different ideas, but every time that like you're trying to implement different ideas, they're just like, oh, you know, like we'll just do this, you know. It's just a band-aid solution. It's not like, what is it, it's not solving the problem, it's just a temporary solution. And then, you know, like then another problem pops up, then another problem pops up, and it's like it didn't solve the situation in the first place, and then like all these other problems are coming up. And in order to solve the problem, you know, you might have to work at it, but it's going to be solved. And with this, I feel like it's kind of a manifestation, or kind of like a metaphor for like you got to take care of yourself too. Or because like these situations that are happening at work, it's literally like causing you anxiety, maybe depression, but like other problems, like maybe you're having sleepless nights, and until you solve like that work situation, you know, then this stuff will lighten up. Like then you'll notice like, hey, I'm not as anxious, I feel a lot more free, and I want to like go out and do more things, you know. So, you know, like it could be something like that too. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel to get more daily readings like this. And also check out my Instagram page, where I do daily readings, positive affirmations, and then inspirational quotes to lift up your vibes. But other than that, I will see you guys later. Bye.